Now this is the most fundamental and common question asked in any JavaScript interview. What is the difference between let, where and const? So in this video, we'll find out what are the differences between let, where and const. In what situation or what scenario are we supposed to use each one of these? So stick around and watch the whole video. First and foremost, in order to understand the differences, let's talk about the scope. Every programming language out there has got what you call as scope. And the scope is pretty simple concept. It is nothing but the range of control you have in your code. So let's take an example right here. In this given code, we have got global variable declared on the top. Now this global variable is declared on the top. It is not within any function or an if block or any other conditional block. So this is supposed to be in a global scope. Now if you look at the next line, there's a function baz. Now this function has got some code in it. Whatever code is written in a function is set to be in a function scope. Lastly, we have got the block scope. Block could be anything within the parentheses, within the curly braces. Right here we have got if block. So any code which is written inside the if block is set to be in a block scope. So this is what the scope is about. Now let's look at this code. Here I've got variable x declared and initialized value of 1. Here again in the if block, I am redeclaring x and assigning value of 2 here. And then finally in the function change, I am redeclaring x and assigning value of 3 here. And I've put the console log statements here. So what do you think will be the output? Any guesses? As you can see here, we have got output on line 11 is 2 and on line 13 it's also 2. And why is it so? Because any variable which is declared with where is function scoped, meaning they are only accessible within the function where they are declared. So this x is only accessible inside this function. And that's why you see value of x is 2 here and not 3. Let and const were introduced in 2015 by ECMA. ECMA stands for European Computer Manufacturer Association. ECMA is the body which decides or creates specification for all the scripting languages. So ECMA in 2015 came up with ES6, in which they introduced let and const, 2 new keywords. Now why did they do so? So the problem with where was that you can redeclare the same variable within the same scope, and this introduces some chances of error and bugs. Now here in the same code, if I add another variable let y equals to 1 and I'm going to change the value of y to 2, and again in the function let's change the value of y to 3. Let's see what output do we get. So let's run this. So you can see that the value of x is 2 here while the value of y is 1, because let is limited to the block scope. So if I am declaring a variable within the block scope, I cannot access it from outside the block, and that's why you're seeing the value of y equals to 1. So you can see that the main difference between where and let is that let is only available within the block scope and where is available within the function scope. Coming to another keyword, const, which was introduced in ES6. So const is basically used to declare any constant. So if I declare const z equals to 5, I cannot change the value of this z anywhere in the code. And so if I change z to 6, this is not going to work. Let me run the code and you see there's an error that assignment to constant variable, there's a type error. So that's basically const. Once declared, initialized, you cannot change it. Also one more thing, you cannot just declare const, you have to initialize it. So if I type const z like that, this will throw an error. So typing const z without any initialization, this is throwing error, missing initializer in the const declaration. So this was constant. So the constant have to be declared and initialized at the same time. That's about it. These were the main differences and which you should be aware of. If you are in an interview or if you're using them in your code, you should be aware of these nuances. I hope you've liked the video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more such videos. So stick around. Thanks for watching.